Holy moly, that trailer is good.
Yeah, oh my God.
First time seeing it. Wowzers. Hey, everybody, we're live. Hello, Twitch. Hello, YouTube. And for the first time ever, hello, TikTok. They're wondering who this middle-aged old father figure is on the screen. Welcome, TikTok. We love you. And welcome to the stream. We do these for every chapter release, and we hope you'll stick with us for the show today. We have a really great one. I am the community director here, Eric, and
I am community manager Dork, and we're super excited to be welcoming you in. You might have heard me as the voice of TikTok, so it's so good to be on a live stream with you all. And I'm never going to get tired of saying that welcome to the stream, because I love being on the stream so much.
It's so fun, and I'm so glad we get to do them so frequently. So again, thank you so much for supporting us and supporting these streams.
Yes, we are especially excited to be talking about today's chapter, as after a slew of really interesting and iconic characters coming into the fog, we now have a brand new original chapter, and it's honestly creepy as hell.
It is creepy as hell, and we love getting to work on these OG homebrewed chapters, and I have loved seeing the reactions from the community who've followed our campaign leading them up to release today. We had a ton of fun, as maybe you noticed, with how we talked about the chapter, how we talked about what you now know as the Unknown or New Killer. So thank you so much for taking that ride with us, and today we get to take you to launch.
Yeah, so with the launch, you're going to see the Unknown, which is the new killer that we know nothing about. Then there's Sable Ward, who is a survivor coming in with a new perk type. And then we get to welcome in the haunting new map, Greenville Square. And we're going to talk about all of that today in today's stream.
That's right. Get comfy. Hopefully you have a chair as comfy as this. I cannot leave it. I am grafted to this point. All Things Wicked launches officially at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. If you're not in that time zone, don't worry. It's right at the end of the show. So basically, a little less than an hour, you'll get to play the new chapter. So why not stick with us for the duration until we get there, and just see what you're going to get yourself into in a little less than an hour.
Yeah, and speaking of what you're going to get yourself into, let's go ahead and take a look at the run of show. So first up, we're going to have our creative director, Dave, sit down with our killer designer, Nick, to talk about the gameplay for both Sable Ward and the Unknown, and also some inspirations and insights on how this unique original chapter came to be. Then we're going to move over to Chase, our art director, to walk us through the haunting Greenville Square map and share some details that some players want to look out for. And then we're going to see this all in action with a gameplay showcase with 3 of our Fog Whisperers and a couple of members from our team.
And after that, we're going to be joined by our friend Justin to give you a sneak preview of our newest event that currently no one knows anything about, Blood Moon. That's going to be taking over the Entity's Realm this spring. And then after that, we'll be joined by DBD art director Alicia. She'll be back on the show to talk about the great new cosmetics that are coming in All Things Wicked, but also in Blood Moon, as well as the Slipknot stuff. So get hyped for that. All right. We are back now for a segment I'm really excited about, joined by 2 lovely fellows, Nick and Dave. Dave's our creative director. Maybe you recognize him. Nick making a first-time appearance on the stream, one of our killer designers. And we are going to get into the creation of the 2 new characters that are coming with this chapter. And it's something that I think is really cool about how your jobs work. I couldn't do it. I'm just, I had to sit here and talk. But, the high-level creative, like we work with themes and tone and atmosphere, but then translate that into actual gameplay. So that's what we're going to get into now. And I think what better way to kick it off to throw it to you, Dave, to talk about the themes of All Things Wicked.
Yeah, absolutely. When we start working on a new chapter, an original chapter that is, of course, we look into space that we have not explored yet and where we want to go. So either in gameplay, so some sort of new mechanic we want to introduce, something maybe our fan base have looked into and is requesting, or a subgenre of horror we have not delved into. Could be culture, folklore, story, anything really can go into the creation. And I remember that very early when starting this chapter, we had a one-liner for gameplay. We wanted to do a killer that had to do with like a survivor needs to look directly at that killer. That was an important mechanic that we wanted to play with. And also we were looking into analog horror, and we thought that this subgenre of horror was a great fit for that type of gameplay.
So what about analog horror drew you in? What connected for you with that?
Yeah. What we love about analog horror is how cryptic and strange it is. It's very occluded in its information, and everybody will see that through the unknown. It's also quite intimate in the way it delivers horror. It's all about you, the user, the viewer, looking directly to fear itself in a very visceral way. And also, it's how horror is delivered. It's very sustained. It's stretched.
All right, thanks for sticking with us, everybody. We are back now with another first-timer for the stream, Chase, one of our art directors on DBD, here to talk about the beautiful, wonderful new map that's coming in All Things Wicked, Greenville Square. How are you doing? Welcome.
Fantastic. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, we're very happy to have you. So I absolutely love this map. I feel like it speaks to me specifically. I'm a big movie nerd. It is a movie theater.
Yes, it is.
But maybe some folks aren't aware, it's specifically modeled as a 90s movie theater.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the map?
Yeah, I mean, Greenville Square is a lot of fun to work on. It is, like you said, it's modeled after like a 90s era movie theater. We really wanted to kind of hit that middle America feel. As you know, like this part of the entity's realm is modeled after middle America, like everywhere but nowhere at the same time. We were really leaning into the memories of the 90s. Like that's for a lot of us, like we recognize going to the movies with the 90s.
I could have used you a few minutes ago when I made an Oasis reference that
geez.
went dead, died.
Crickets, just crickets.
Sorry.
Yeah,
keep going.
yeah. I mean, it's. But speaking of Oasis, we're going to lean into nostalgia for this one. We're going right into the 90s.
So if it leans into nostalgia, what was that process like with your team? Was it really fun? Did everyone kind of just tell us about how you approached building that?
Yeah, so much fun working with the team on this. Everybody has their own experiences with going to the movies. We tend to have an idea of what we'd like to achieve, but then we kind of work from the playability. Of course, this is a game, so we have to consider all the spaces. So when you have a theater, you kind of deconstruct all the different rooms. So we have the lobby concession, we have the arcade, the bathrooms upstairs, screening room, projector room, and then all the outside space. So it's a lot of parts that you want to kind of pull apart and then fix back together to make the most enjoyable space to play. Yeah, this is how we staged everything with our collective nostalgia.
Right. So you mentioned you got a team from all over the place. So did they each remember theaters differently growing up?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody had their input from people that we have on our team from South America. I'm from Western Canada, so I'm used to like Prairie Town style theaters, and then obviously here in Quebec. So everybody brought their own kind of flavor that they wanted to kind of see represented. And then the best things that we agreed on, of course, were that funky 90s decor, fantastic rugs, the carpets, and then overpriced hot dogs.
The moment that it clicked for me was when I saw the carpet. It's so perfect, and it's so like in the back of my sense memory. I didn't even have to like, yes, I'm there.
Spent a lot of time on the carpet.
I can smell that carpet.
Yeah, you can feel it on your feet.
Yeah, exactly. So good job to you and the team on that. But that's what I love about what the art team does with our maps. They get to plant these little details, and maybe more so than any in this particular map. There's a ton of little details. So what are some of the things that you'd like to call out that are in there?
Yeah, I mean, details right on the nose. Like we had so much fun working on the different areas. For me specifically, the arcade was a really big one. I'm a big fan of arcades, even going to them at those theaters.
Yeah.
We have that hybridization of arcade and horror. So like all of the artists had an idea to hybridize the two. So we have a really interesting space there. Going around the theater, you'll see lots of movie posters. We have the entity's presence as well. We really wanted to kind of bring what we've already known as the entity's presence into this map by kind of having this melted celluloid look to it, so that when you look around and you see all these kind of melty looking holes, like that was the idea behind it.
Oh, that's so cool. And I think going along with that celluloid bit is the projection room is maybe one of the coolest spots of the whole map. Want to talk about the projection room a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Like this is kind of where the film nerds want to go.
Yeah.
This is concentrated lore and story. This is where you're going to see all the really behind the scenes like movie theater stuff. Like this is where we have like the vintage posters, possibly like teasing out new games. We have an old school projector that's hooked up to the generator. Hit that generator, it turns on the projector, and then we see even more Easter eggs. The entity's presence in that room specifically is also really cool. Like having that drop down, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I love those touches, especially like you said, the Easter eggs to other games maybe within this universe. Very cool. But again, there's so many details. Anything else you kind of want to call out before we wrap up?
Yeah. I mean, we had so much fun, specifically the lighting. Horror movies, the horror genre is very lighting heavy because you build a lot of mood and ambience with that. So you move around the map and you're going to see specific lighting scenarios. So you move outside the theater, you're going to have the parking lot. We have cars lights on, illuminating that area, and then you move into the green space. You're going to have the statue out there, kind of teasing some more lore, having some history there, some Easter eggs located in that area potentially, and then moving out to the fence. I mean, like we even have some floating cars outside of that with light posts and trees kind of floating in midair. This is kind of to signify this is kind of like where the edge of the consciousness of the entity. So it's it was a lot of fun. Just lots of things kind of placed throughout the map that don't feel like they belong there, which is kind of like on theme. And just to remind the players that this isn't your reality. This is a construct. This is created for you.
And I love that concept of like playing with how the entity's perception of all this stuff works. It's super cool. So great job to you and the team. I think
so
people
much.
at home would share that opinion. It's really looking great.
Yay, the shirts are coming back. The sold out shirts are actually in stock on Hot Topic right now. If you want to go that route, if you want to just secure the bag, you can buy them on Hot Topic's website, the 2 sold out ones.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome back to the couch. I'm once again Community Manager Dork, and I'm super excited to be welcoming to the stream Justin Banks, our Senior Product Manager. Hey, Justin, welcome to the stream.
Hey, thanks. I'm glad to be here. Hey, everybody out there watching the stream. And I'm just happy to be here talking more events in DBD.
Yes, and speaking about events, we've got a new blood-themed event, the Blood Moon event. And we've got the Blood Rush, Blood Hunt, and Blood Feast, which are some smaller blood-themed events. But this is supposed to be our biggest blood-themed event. So can you walk us through that a little bit?
Absolutely. So just like you said, this is supposed to be on a very different level than all of those others. But we're taking the core idea of those, which is earning massive amounts of blood points, and amplifying it even further. So if you like blood points, you're going to like this event. When the team started brainstorming on this a while back, we were trying to figure out what the theme of our new event should be.
Thank you,
And we realized we never actually had a big one that was just about blood. We're a horror game. We've had the Blood Rush, we've had Blood Hunts, yes, but nothing to really get blood all in the matches, to soak the trials in blood. So we decided it was about time, which brings us to our Blood Moon event that we're talking about today.
All right. And with this new event that's kind of coming in, what is it about the Blood Moon event that really sets it apart from the others?
So like I said, not just the multiplier. This is a full event. So we've got a visual overhaul, unique gameplay, a community element, an event tome, so there's tons of challenges to play, plus some very awesome rewards that I can't wait for players to see later. At its core, we really just wanted to create an event where every spring, the blood moon is rising in the entity's realm, and it basically rains blood points on our players. We want this to hands down be the best moment for earning blood points of the year, every year.
All right. Well, that honestly sounds
Rain
awesome. But I
on
think we need to know a
me.
bit more about how it works.
Sure. So, in matches during the Blood Moon event, players are going to find droplets that they can accumulate and then spend to create blood basins. Once a blood basin is created, a blood zone is then going to spawn for quite a large radius, and both roles are going to be able to interact with this in some way. And now I must say that there's a period of protection. So after a blood zone is created, the opposing role will be able to destroy it once that protection period is gone. But while the blood zone is there, killers are going to get an increased attack lunge distance, so they're going to be able to attack even a little bit further. But that comes at the cost of having an extended cooldown where you got to really wipe all that extra blood off your blade. You got to keep it clean in the Blood Moon event. For survivors, they're going to have their grunts of pain reduced, and their pools of blood are going to actually disappear even faster while in the blood zone. Now, if a survivor is crouched, that's going to be even more. The grunts of pain are going to be reduced further, and the pools of blood will disappear even faster.
Nice.
Like I said, the blood zone areas are going to be really huge. So as you progress through a match, you're going to be running into them fairly often as more and more keep on getting generated. What's really cool, though, is for the person who creates the blood zone, they're going to get these benefits map-wide so long as the blood zone is protected, which is going to be fantastic. And no matter who you are, survivor or killer, everyone is going to get extra blood points for actions taken within a blood zone. Then, if a player has used the Bloodshot Eye offering, those blood points are boosted even further. It's all about blood points.
I'm really looking forward to getting into a trial with this. I'm like just so stoked right now. So just kind of tapping into that, because you were saying that collecting blood points is going to be a really big part of this event. What does that look like for players?
So, like recent events, Blood Moon has its own event tome with 2 levels of challenges. But what really sets it apart from all those other ones is what we call our Blood Seekers Community Challenge objective. And that's going to create a community-driven blood point multiplier that is being continuously increased as players perform Blood Moon-related actions, which is creating blood zones. So the higher the progression, the bigger the blood point bonus is for everybody. And we're going to be maxing this out at a pretty high multiplier. So the faster the community hits that threshold, the more everyone gets out of the event.
Okay, well, I love me some community goals. I'm really looking forward to this one. But correct me if I'm wrong, we are also adding a new special item just for survivors, right?
Yeah, every event that we do, we try to see what new items we can add that are meaningful for the event. So this time around, we've created what we call the Blood Sense map. So when a survivor is using this, it will show you whoever is bleeding across the entire map. You'll see the aura of all the injured survivors, but it requires a sacrifice. When using the Blood Sense map, you also create pools of blood around you. So it's a nice little bit of risk-reward involved.
All right. And you were talking about kind of rewards. I did see some of the outfits that are kind of coming in, and they honestly look like they've already got their style like really nailed down for this event.
Yeah, honestly, the art team has crushed it this time. This collection is amazing. The main attraction is all these event rewards, and we're extremely happy with the ones that we're actually having as outfits that you can earn from the event. So that's going to be outfits for Elodie and the Oni. They're fantastic, and Alicia will be along in the next segment to show these off and some more from the Blood Moon collection, because it's such a good collection. We couldn't let it go to waste.
All right, I like, especially for the Oni one, I'm really looking forward to running away from him. But Justin, this has all been amazing, but is there anything else that you can leave us with?
For sure. So the moment players log into the Blood Moon event, they're going to notice that this lobby is jaw-dropping. I think any dev that has booted it up during playtest has had extremely positive comments about it. As soon as they get in, the red blood moon and all its details give it a very otherworldly vibe. It really takes players out of the forest that they're used to seeing and makes it feel like you're on another planet of blood. Then the trials themselves also have a lot of event elements to them, like themed hooks, generators, and more that have been touched by the effects of the Blood Moon. Now, this is our first instance of the Blood Moon event, and we are excited on using it as building blocks for the future. So we do want to eventually get it to the same level as Bone Chill, Haunted by Daylight, and Twisted Masquerade. So if you think this is cool, until next year. And just to cap off all of the cool stuff, I wanted to add a quick note on accessibility. So we know red can be challenging for our colorblind players. So we've taken some time to really ensure that the colorblind mode provides additional contrast to all of our new effects in this event, so everyone can have the same chance to fully enjoy it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Justin, and walking us through the Blood Moon event. And if you are excited to get into the trial for this, please be sure to log into the game on March 18th when this goes live. It's going to be from March 18th to March 31st, so mark your calendars and blood, of course. And make sure to pop in to get all those blood points. But since we've been talking about the Blood Moon event, I think it's only fair to say that we should take a look at it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
That looks cool. Wow!
We're introducing two collections. First, we have the Sable Essentials collection, featuring two rare outfits, the Poisoned Angel and the Drowned Angel. And then we have the Inner Monster collection, featuring the Leather Hellion and the Leather Firebrand outfits, both very rare.
All right. I mean, just from the names alone, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, Sable herself is also just an essential for me. But can you tell us a bit more about the inspirations for these designs?
We really love Sable's vibe in general, and we wanted to showcase her connection that she has with Michaela. This is another really strong, interesting female character that we hope that our players will love. And of course, she's our first unofficial goth character, which is so much fun. These two collections are two very different plays on that style, and how Sable makes it specifically her own. Just because she's a little goth, it doesn't mean that she needs to be terrifying. Sable might be a little rough around the edges, but honestly, she's so very kind and so selfless. She went into the fog on her own accord to try and save her friend Michaela, after all. So we wanted these collections to show both of those sides. Kind of spiky on the outside, but soft on the inside.
Honestly, Sable is friendship goals because I want someone to go into the fog for me.
Right?
You hope you have those friends, right? But now, so let's go ahead and shift over to the unknown. So, a killer we know next to nothing about. Mm-hmm. How did you guys manage to make the outfits even creepier? And I honestly don't even see how y'all did that.
I didn't think it was possible, but I think we nailed it. For starters, we treated the unknown like it could be any citizen of Greenville. So while the character's basic form may appear as male, we didn't limit ourselves to age or gender when it came to thinking about their cosmetics. We wanted to play with that sort of analog horror theme of finding horror in familiar things. So we turned it into a high school cheerleader with the Greenville Pep and Greenville Cheer outfits, both rare, for the Unknown Aberrations collection. Then we also turned it into a grandmother with the very rare eyeless woman outfit for the Shop Till You Drop collection. And it's interesting just to see how much this killer can transform. And I think we managed to go in two pretty unsettling directions with this collection.
Yeah, I think unsettling is pretty much of an understatement here when we're talking about the unknown here. But since we've been kind of talking about those two amazing collections, now let's go ahead and talk about Slipknot coming into Dead by Daylight officially. We had kind of talked about this during our last anniversary stream, but can you tell us a bit more and give us a little bit of a preview?
For sure. This collection features 8 outfits and 7 masks. So, I'm sorry. 7 masks and 1 full outfit featuring the subliminal menace for the Legion, turning him to Slipknot's DJ, Sid Wilson. We really wanted to make him feel like a part of Dead by Daylight, so we went all in on the flowing robes and making sure that we nailed that twisted, scary mask that he wears.
All right, so we are going to update you now on our upcoming design update roadmap. It's the word update multiple times. Not a lot has changed, which is good, honestly, when you present a roadmap that gets shorter and shorter each time we do an update because it's sticking to the roadmap. But there were a couple things that changed that we're going to talk you through right now.
Yeah, so if you've been following along, you may have noticed that we've made some additions and subtractions this time around. Blood Web improvements are moving forward as part of the All Things Wicked release. And you can check the patch notes for further details. For killer tweaks, the increased speed while holding a hatchet for the Huntress was tested in the PTB, but that has now been reverted for a live release, and we appreciate your feedback on that.
And compared to the update we showed in our last stream in January, we're moving a few items of focus just for the time being for the April to June window. This is really due to programmer bandwidth, as the team has been working a lot more in the recent weeks on more modifiers coming to the game, as well as some other surprises I definitely can't talk about yet.
Yes. So as for what's coming up, we've got the Dead by Daylight next tome coming in April, followed by our next stream, which is going to be the 8th anniversary stream. Very excited. So keep following Dead by Daylight socials for dates and details about the streams and what's to come.
Yes, and thank you once more for joining us. This is a ton of fun for all of us. I'm so glad that you spent the time with us here today. And it's past 12. So the chapter is available now. So go enjoy All Things Wicked. Enjoy the Blood Moon event in a couple weeks. Our new cosmetics as well and more. Head over to deadbydaylight.com for more details on any of that stuff. And
I have no answer for why.
Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you in the fog. Take care out there.
Bye.
Okay, we're going to change gears here. I'm going to continue streaming. I have to change my setup a little bit. We're going to do it live though, so you're going to do it with me. And then if you have all decided that you have heard enough of my echo and you don't want me to do it anymore, I'll turn off the echo.
It's a Gen Rush life for us. It's a Gen Rush life for us. Set a hiding, we do gens. Set a randoms, we got friends. It's a Gen Rush life.